Mark, how's it going?
Good. How about you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Like that warm-up top there. Looks pretty good.
Thank you.
Been watching some of those. I've watched some of them on TV in some of the recent weeks. I pick them up over on the local channel, like 43. Some of them like Saturday night. Have you seen any of them on TV around here? Checked out Liberty any on TV?
Yeah, I went to an unofficial visit there.
What game did you go see?
I saw. I forget what team it was, but it was a wonderful atmosphere.
I'll tell you one thing, that Coastal Carolina game, I think it was last weekend for them. I think they won. Coastal defeated Liberty. I think it was like 55-52 in double overtime.
Yep, Coastal Carolina is really good this year. I'm actually going on a visit there this weekend. So.
Really? You're looking it up. They've got a lot of offense down there too.
Yes, sir.
And you play a lot of defense this day, though, right?
Yes,
Thinking back to Mark Murphy back in the day. Remember Mark back when he played for, I think it was Coronado?
Yes, sir.
Against Southwest Guilford, that championship game back about 3 or 4 years ago. Got the big championship going that day. Excellent football game back then. And you kind of switched it around a little bit now, though, playing a lot more defense these days.
Yes, sir. It just kind of changed. I just figured, I used to play linebacker back in the day, and I just wasn't big enough for that in high school, so I just had to make a transition.
And you still got some offense work and do some running back as well, right?
Yes, sir.
How's all it working out for you? I mean, are you seeing a lot of time on the field, going both ways? Everything seems to be falling in place record-wise. 8-0, you can't beat that.
Yes, sir. Well, it's just really easy to run the ball behind our line, obviously, with people like Clay Shelton and Johnny Suggs and all them. They're just monsters, basically.
Some very good blockers on that team. Talk about the game last week. It had to be one of the highlights of the season, that big win against High Point Central.
Oh, it was something. Jermaine Pratt, he's really good. Well, we just stuck it out and we stuck in there and won.
Talk about, why do you like football? What makes you attracted to football? What is it about this sport?
I just think a lot of that gets overlooked is the strategy to it, especially at defensive back when you have to learn formations and tendencies and things like that. So I just kind of like thinking, and I like having the ability to think and kind of mix that with the physical, so it's a good mixture.
How do you think Coach Woodruff has done in building the foundation for your team at Northwest? He's done a good job coming in.
He's done a great job.
What has it been that he's been able to do to kind of get this foundation built, this 8-0 team?
I just think he's made us realize our potential, and that's kind of brought us together and served as glue for us to kind of realize what we've been able to accomplish.
What do you think now for Northwest? Do you consider Northwest now to be a football school? I know in the past it was like Northwest was not a football school,
no.
but over the years, I mean, he progressively gotten better and better under Coach Woodruff, and now a football school Northwest. What do you think?
I think football is definitely a lot bigger, and I would dare to say we're a football school now, but I mean, that's just me. So.
What do you think the biggest win of the year has been?
Biggest win?
Yeah.
Probably High Point Central, just because of the impact it has on the conference now. So.
Who do you see being your biggest conference rival, top rival in the conference? I mean, High Point Central, huge win last week. You got some other big games coming around the corner. I don't want to talk too much about those, but you do have the big one this week as you take on Glenn. I think you got Southwest after that, close out conference play with East Forsyth. But who's the big conference rival these days? I mean, Ragsdale was pretty big a couple of years ago.
Ragsdale has been big in the years, but probably now East Forsyth, just because how we played them last year and the year before. And we played them really close last year, and they're kind of one of the teams to beat in one of the big three in our conference, I guess you could say. So,
what do you think's been the most memorable or the biggest play this season for you?
Oh, it was definitely tackling the Reagan running back in the end zone for a safety.
Wow. Was that the end game play?
Yes, sir.
Wow. And you guys won that one by 2 points, right?
Yes, sir.
37-35?
I think so.
Somebody in that neighborhood anyway. Boy, that had to be exciting. So you got the big 2 points to close out that game.
Yes, sir.
What year are you now, Mark? Junior?
I'm a junior.
Junior. 2 more years to this year and next year to go. Not bad at all. What's going to be your role, your job against Glenn on Friday night?
Basically, we're playing the run. I'm going to be playing like almost linebacker, but my job every week is pretty much just kind of being the captain of the defense and just making sure we know what we're doing and we're lined up right and things like that.
It's good stuff. You come a long way since those days at Coronado, right?
Yes, sir.
But you did learn a lot under Coach Bell back then, too, right?
Yes, sir. I love Coach Bell to death. He's a great coach.
Who's your position coach these days? We know Coach Woodruff, the head coach. Who's your position coach nowadays?
That would be Coach Beal. He's a DB coach.
What are some things you've learned from him over the past couple of years?
I've just really learned our coverages in and out. They're kind of different, but I've learned to, just how to play them and what techniques to use and things of that nature.
Can you describe Glenn? What kind of team you're going to see in the Glenn Bobcats on Friday?
Glenn's a very weird team. They kind of mix it up week to week. Ironically, what we've been practicing this week is mostly against the wing T, so we're pretty confident with our game plan against them if they come out in that formation.
Who would you say your favorite college team is? You've got the Liberty top on, but you're going to be visiting Coastal Carolina, a few schools you're looking at, starting to get those ideas together now. Who's your favorite college team?
I'd have to say Duke.
Yeah.
I went to an unofficial visit there, and I just loved it.
Man, that's good stuff, because Duke might be the kind of team that could factor into your possibilities down the road.
Yes, sir.
Especially playing defensive back. How tall are you these days?
I'm about 5'10".
5'10". Weight-wise, how much?
180.
180. You're probably going to maybe get a little taller. If you go 6 feet, you said how much weight again?
180.
You get about 190. Yeah, that's a defensive back size, I would think.
Yes, sir.
Looking at the Duke Blue Devils is a possibility. That's your favorite college team. What about the favorite professional team?
Panthers.
Yeah? You looking forward to the game tonight?
Yes, sir.
How do you see them shaping up and stacking up against Tampa Bay?
I hope they win, but it's the Panthers, so you never know.
Kind of unpredictable then.
Yes, sir.
Got a favorite player on that team, anyone?
Definitely Cam Newton.
Yeah.
I have to say Cam Newton.
What about their defensive backfield? It's kind of been up and down for them this year.
I'm not that big of active in the NFL, but from the games I've watched, they've impressed me, and even their linebackers, getting interceptions and things like that has impressed me. So,
who would you say the top teacher is at Northwest Guilford? Probably your favorite, or maybe the top teacher you've been able to work with?
Dr. Thomas. He teaches AP Environmental Science, and he's also a big football fan. So.
Is he at the games on Fridays supporting the team? That's a good thing, too. Who was a teacher at Northwest last year that had, maybe he was real sick? I'm not sure exactly what ailment was, but the whole school rallied behind that teacher.
Yes,
remember that?
That was Ray Parrish, Mr. Parrish. I'm actually in his class this year, and I love him, too. He's a great guy.
I'd always heard a lot of good things about him. I know the school was really into trying to help him and things getting better for him. How is he doing these days, health-wise?
He's doing great, it seems like. I'm not that deep into his personal life, but at school he's still teaching us, and it still looks like he loves it.
Health looks good, and all good things there. Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. We talked about your position coach a little bit. Again, tell us some of the things that Coach Woodruff's been able to do as far as a head coach. And you learn a lot from your position coach because you spend a lot of time with him during practice. But what about Coach Woodruff when it comes down to the overall concept of the team, things he teaches you guys?
We just got to play hard and play till the end is basically what he's taught us, and just you always got to stick it out through everything you do, even when it gets rough. You just got to stay together as a team, and you can't hold yourself higher than the rest of the team. You're all one unit.
Team concept all the way.
Yes, sir.
Mark Murphy with us, Shane's Rib Shack, Thursday Night Football in Focus. You remember that Mark Murphy on the Redskins years ago? Did you ever look him up?
I've heard of some NFL players named Mark Murphy, but
yeah. Defensive back, Washington Redskins. We got to go to Wikipedia and look him up and see how long ago it's been since he was playing. Because who knows, you might be kind of like a reoccurring theme of what he had going on.
That sounds great.
How about, what would it be like to be practicing football on Thanksgiving morning?
It'd be crazy to me. Mm-hmm. I don't even know.
Be kind of like a dream come true, I'm sure, for the guys. Is that something you think maybe the team can't look beyond what's going on tomorrow or what's going on next week or the week after, even when you get into the playoffs? You guys have been in the playoffs, so you've covered that part. But, just to be thinking about that, being that far along in the season would have to be something that just seemed like would be a dream come true.
Yes, sir.
Doing something you love on a holiday like that, and everybody else, usually it's a rare occasion because very few teams are practicing on that day.
Yes, sir.
Who's the role model for you? Who kind of sets the tone for everything? A parent, a coach, a friend, another athlete? Who's the role model probably for you?
Probably my dad. He's where I got all my football from. He used to play in Page back in the day when they were at Powerhouse. So.
Wow, that's good. Was he on some of the championship teams back in the day?
He was right. He came right in between the championship teams, so he never got himself.
Just missed it, huh?
Yeah, just missed it.
Kind of got the small cup of coffee.
Yes, sir.
That's good stuff. Any other sports for you, Mark?
I play rec soccer, but not really.
Yeah, so these days it's just pretty much primarily football.
Yes, sir.
Good deal. Listen, thanks for being with us tonight.
My pleasure.
Keep up the good work. Look forward to seeing you wear that red maybe down the road. I know you'll be wearing the red. What's your favorite color, by the way?
Red now.
There you go. I thought it should be.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Mark Murphy with us, Shane's Rib Shack, for a